Hello and welcome to today's pandemic update video for Wednesday, July 27th, 2022. Starting off here with the old CDC map for transmission, which shows 97% of the country is still in either high or substantial levels of transmission. The other somewhat 3% is in moderate to low transmission, which is not much of the country. The majority, as you can see here, there's a lot of red on this map. Alrighty, we have a lot to get to today. The variant proportions for today show that 81.9% of all cases are the BA.5 wave, variant I should say. BA.4 makes up 12.9% of the cases, BA2.12.1 makes up 5%, and just a measly 0.3% is the BA.2 variant. So we are well into the BA.5 wave, and probably close to the halfway point of it at this point. Alright, cases today. A really bad day for cases. A really bad day for all the data in general. Because remember, it's Wednesday. And on Wednesdays, we get a lot of states that do weekly reporting. So, that makes the data come in with really high numbers. First of all, cases. 233,837 new cases added. That's up 4.1% over last week. Then we come over to deaths. 801 deaths added today. That's up 6.7%. And for those wondering, the White House has said, and even Joe Biden himself said today, we're preventing nearly every death. I beg to differ on that. We are over 1,500, somewhere between 1,500 to 1,800 deaths already this week. So no, we're not preventing nearly every death, because this is going to be another week where we'll probably go over 3,000 deaths. And that's a lot of deaths in 1 week. It shouldn't be that high. Testing today. This is another number I'm not happy with, given the number of cases reported. 854,889 tests were added today. Remember, there were over 233,000 cases. So, that's a really high positivity rate. Then we come over here to hospitalizations. 43,916 hospitalized. That's up 544. Currently in the ICU, that's going up as well. 5,119 people in the ICU with a change of increase of 128. Now when we come over here to the HHS today, you will see it's actually even higher than that for hospitalizations. HHS now has 44,359 people in the hospital. The amount of beds being used, that increased slightly, but keep in mind, there's a lot of hospitals not reporting. There's about 700 missing. I don't know what the deal is with that. But nonetheless, 76.8% of beds are now in use. 6.35% are for coronavirus. Then we come down here to the HHS ICU count, and that's slightly lower for some reason. 4,690 ICUs. So that's less than the count at BNO, and that's simply because BNO is a general mix of the state reported numbers and the HHS reported numbers. Just because some states are weekly, and with HHS updating every day, they'll just add HHS numbers for those states. Generally here, about half the states are still rising, and half of them are now either level or starting to fall from the BA.5 wave. And I don't think we're at the total peak yet for the country, but we could be very close to it. And I think we're going to level off at the top for multiple weeks before we see any sort of a drop. Then the question becomes, when is BA.2, 0.75 going to take over? I don't have an answer for that. The best guess would be late August, early September. But even if that doesn't happen, I definitely think once schools go back, a second BA.5 wave is going to come. And I'll be talking about that tomorrow night in my Twitter spaces. Anywho, looking at some states today. Texas, 10,213 new cases. Florida, 11,153 cases. New York State, 17,008 cases. You're probably saying, why is that so high? Well, New York State on Wednesdays add in all their reinfection cases for the last week. So that obviously here will make the number higher, and you'll see in a moment that is higher than the state dashboard, because the state dashboard does not include the weekly reinfections. Illinois is slightly lower today, 2,585 cases. Pennsylvania, this is a multi-day total, of 8,148. And our weekly number for Pennsylvania, my state, actually came in today higher than last week with 22,000 cases. So that's about 2,000, just over 22,000 cases. And that's about 2,000 higher than the previous week. Not good. North Carolina, they had a huge increase today. This is a weekly number, but it's a big time one over last week. 36,600 new cases added. Not good. Georgia, 29,524 cases added. New Jersey, 4,700 new cases today. They are still trending higher because remember, Sunday they had a higher than normal amount. Arizona, 17,249 cases. That's a weekly total. Indiana, 6,623 cases. I believe that's at least a multi-day total. Maybe 1 or 2 days, or 2 or 3 days, I should say. Virginia, 3,500. Wisconsin, 2,500. Washington, 3,900. And we'll do a couple more here because there's some more weekly numbers. Nevada came in with 28,360 cases. I don't know why that is so high. Don't have any clarification because if you're looking at the percent here, that's going, whoa, that's up 307%. And let's briefly click on it. I doubt that's going to give us any clues. And no, it doesn't. So it looks, okay, it looks like they had some lower amounts at times. And in a lot of days where they didn't report. So maybe they're just having a big backlog. I honestly don't understand the reasoning for that. And finally, as always, we'll take a look here at Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico had 2,400 new cases today. Continuing on to HHS dashboard. Or not HHS, Walgreens. Walgreens did not have an update today, so therefore it's still 37.1%. Continuing on to Texas. Texas positivity is at 29.37%. They have pretty much leveled off. It was dropping slightly, but now it's just pretty much bouncing in the 29s. Hospitalizations have not leveled off in Texas. It increased again. Today it's 3,695 people in the hospital. New York State positivity today is 8.8%. New York State cases without the reinfections is 7,338 cases. So that, just to give you an idea, going back to BNO here for a second, they added about roughly, here we go, New York, they added close to 10,000 reinfections over the last week. That's showing you how immune evasive the BA.5 variant is. I mean, it's just remarkable how it can just cut through the immunity, whether it be prior infection, vaccination plus booster or a second booster. It's just remarkable how resilient this variant is at just cutting through the immunity. Taking a look at hospitalizations in New York State today, they did rise again. Yesterday, if you remember, was 2,746. Today it rose up to 2,788, so that is up by 42. So not an encouraging sign there, and remember that's higher than the spring wave and higher than Delta 2021. Taking a look at some cases around the world real quickly. India added another 16,000 cases. Brazil, 46,000 cases. France continues to be lower this week, so they have finished their peak for the BA.5 wave, and they're on the downside, but we got to see how long that lasts with BA 2.75 just around the corner. 58,000 cases for France today. Italy had 63,837 new cases. South Korea, things continue to get worse there. Over 100,000 new cases today. Japan, as reported yesterday, I don't have the new numbers yet. Should be out any moment now. 180,000 new cases in Japan. And that is yesterday's number. We don't have the number for Thursday morning, which would now be there, given it's 9:30 at night. Australia, 49,000 new cases today. And going back to Japan real quickly, take a look. Deaths, 108 today. Yikes, that's a lot. Mexico, 30,000 new cases. And we'll just complete here with Taiwan with 25,000 new cases. All right, quickly getting over to monkeypox. Bad day for monkeypox. There were 1,592 new cases in the world. Why so high? Well, here in the United States, we popped out 1,048 new cases of monkeypox. Yeah, big time. That's more than double what we did on Monday. This is exploding rapidly out of control. France added 270 new cases. Brazil added 165 cases. And Germany added 49 cases. So this is spreading rather quickly. let's see how it compares to coronavirus. So here's the start of the coronavirus pandemic. Look what happened here. Coronavirus went up. It kind of went vertical, but a little more sideways. Now take a look at the monkeypox. Whoa! Yeah, monkeypox is literally going straight up now. This is very concerning that monkeypox is spreading faster at its start than coronavirus did. And if we continue on this path, we'll probably see the first worldwide 100,000 day, or let's just go with 10,000 day. First 10,000 day for around the world, that's coming in August. First 100,000 day, early September at the latest. First 100,000 day for the United States at this rate, it's coming in the fall. Because if nothing's done to contain this, it's just going to keep multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. As long as it has hosts, it's going to infect them. So my daily reminders for you today. I know this is a longer than normal video. Continue to mask, continue to social distance, wear gloves when you're going grocery shopping or to the gas station, and social distance when you can. Avoid large gatherings. I mean, coming to fall, coming up pretty soon, consider enrolling your kid in virtual. I wouldn't do in person. If I had a kid right now, I would not do in person schooling right now. I know they need to be with their friends. Now's not the time. Things are really getting bad. And this brings me to my next point. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're going to be doing a 1-hour Spaces session on Twitter, where I'm basically going to project what's coming up for the fall, where I think we're headed, my opinions on this whole mess we're in right now for COVID and monkeypox. And about halfway through that, I will open it up for either a question or a comment, or whatever you want to say. Maybe you have a thought on this whole thing. Alrighty, that's all I have for today. Remember, we're all in this together, and stay safe, everyone.